What was the value for you in doing those free gigs early on? Like you mentioned, part of it was the bio, but you also pay your bills. But the
Yeah.
other part of it was like, how are you even booking those?
Okay,
There's
that was
plenty of people who are listening going, I would love to do a free gig. I'd love to do any gig. Just how do I get anything?
give me something. I'll take the 5 minute business. So the booking question came first. So booking them was about being in my local community and finding out what events were going on. And that started with simply my local chamber. I
Yeah.
immediately got involved with my local chamber and right out of the gate from building my business. And they had that 5 minute speaker, and I approached the president of the chamber and I said, how do I get that spot? And so they had this rotation and interest in this and that. And obviously, I gave him my resume, my bio at the time, and a little bitty 1.5 page, and said, I'd like that opportunity. And so he gave me that opportunity. And then another opportunity came along to do a 45-minute segment during the Chamber University or whatever it was. So it was really just simply expressing the interest and saying, I'm available to do this too. And then being given that opportunity once I could establish what my topic was and that I'm a good facilitator and speaker to begin with.
Yeah.
And so it went from those things and then broadening out, looking at what else the local community was doing, paying attention to the Eventbrites of the world, to what other chambers were doing and where they were doing them. Because now I could ask, and I did ask that president, hey, I got this gig. Do I get a reference letter? Or can you give me something that says I even did it? And
Yeah.
so I began to build that out, and I keep it in a binder, quite frankly. I scan them in and you can see them at any time and I'll share them. But it was leveraging that opportunity for the testimonial, right?
Yep.
So that I can take that testimonial and pay it, bring it forward to the next
Yep.
thing. As I went on to those bigger and bigger stages, I could say, I did this little thing and this big thing and this bigger thing. And so give me a shot at your bigger thing, and using those things to leverage the experience. So that's how I was paid. I was paid by the testimonial, by doing a good job and them saying, yeah, absolutely, I would recommend you. So that when I did apply online to the submission speaker, whatever forms you've got, you can also upload those testimonials and say people are saying good things. And even associations are a big place to start, I think, for bookings. And simply ask. One of the
Hmm.
other fundamental philosophies in my life: you don't ask, you don't get. So that's the bookings question. And then the value, I think I answered that as well. Those
Yeah.
testimonials are of value. And if I have a finance executives association I want to speak at again, guess what? I'll pull the testimonial letter from the first financial executive networking group thing that I did actually, and say, hey, I've done finance associations before. Check it out. So keeping that information is critical. And I always try to get it in letterhead, but an
Hmm.
email works just fine. Letterhead gives you a nice little signature on it and makes it, I think, a little bit more valid
Yep.
and verifiable. So I would recommend that. And that's money in the bank, because guess
Yeah.
what? That gets you the next gig until you start to get paid to speak.